Okay.
In the text is written 46.
Does it say 46?
Yeah,
Okay, then it is
46.
46.
Ha ha ha.
Good. So, first section, which is from verse 1 till 26. First section is 1 till 26, which is Sanya Nirikshan Yoga, that is observing the armies.
Hmm.
And the second section is 27 to 46. Basically 27 to 43, and the last three verses are just a prologue at the extension till 43 to 46. So 27 to 43 pretty much is Arjuna Vishad Yoga, or Arjuna's lamentation. So these are the two major sections of this chapter. Okay.
Wh- which one? Sorry.
Okay.
Uh,
So number 1, verse 1 to verse 26, it is observing the armies.
mhm.
And from 27 to 43, and three verses on top of that you can include in that section, is the Arjuna's lamentation, or
Okay. Yeah.
Arjuna Vishad Yoga.
Mhm.
Okay, these are the major two sections. Now there are subsections within that. So what was the first section? From which verse to which verse?
Uh,
1 to 26.
26.
Okay,
Yeah.
26.
Huh.
so
And from 27 to
yeah, so that's the first
46.
section, 1 to 26. Now within that section there are subsections. First one, that is from 1 to 13, it is preparation of war. Then
Mhm.
from 14 to 20, it is the signs of victory for Pandavas, which is 14 to 20 if you see the verses. Then from 21st to 26, it is Krishna as Bhaktavasala, or Krishna being the servant of his devotee.
Okay.
Okay, so three sections, three subsections within the first section.
Hmm.
Now again, so there are multiple subsections within the second section. So second section is from 27 to 43. Okay, so
Hmm.
27 to 30, Arjuna is okay. Just one step back. So the whole section, that is 27 to 43, is Arjuna's lamentation. That is Arjuna Vishad Yoga. What is lamentation? We discussed this last time. Please be quick.
Um, Lamentation means um
Did anyone write it down by any chance?
my
Unfortunately not, I believe.
my book is. Let me get my book.
So what is lamentation? So what is lamentation? What is the
The
difference
act,
between?
the act you
Yeah,
do in sorrow.
correct. So it is
For
the
example,
act,
crying, drinking, smoking.
right? So what did Arjun do?
Uh-huh.
Well done. What did Arjun do?
Sorrow.
Yes, the act. So he was in sorrow.
Yeah. So
He,
he dropped his
but what did
weapons.
he do?
He dropped his weapons. He doesn't want to
Yeah,
fight.
what does that mean?
He has attachments to his
No,
friends and
it
relatives.
means that he does not want to fight.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
So dropping the weapons means I don't want to fight.
Okay.
I don't want to. So don't we do that? That's it, yaar. Both okay. नहीं होता मेरे से. I can't do
Hmm.
it.
Hmm.
That is what Arjuna's thing is. Now, why is our WhatsApp group's name antidepressant?
Hmm.
Because Arjuna does not want to fight, but Krishna wants him to fight.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
So what is depression? When you have the skill to do
Lamentation.
something, when you have the skill to do something, but you
Hmm.
do not have the will to do it, is called depression.
Oh. Ho, 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 ho.
You get it? When you have the skill to do something, but you do not have the will to do that, is called depression. And when someone inspires you, inspires your will to do that for which you have the skills, is called antidepressant. Very simple.
So when you have
Make sense?
skills to do the job,
Okay. So you can write in your own words as you like. Okay,
Uh,
so that is why Bhagavad Gita is considered to be the first antidepressant, because all Krishna is doing, chapter 1, Arjuna's lamentation, he does not want to fight, does not want to fight. At the end, he starts fighting. So
uh.
all Krishna does is changes his will from not fighting to fight.
Actually, can I say something here?
Yes, please.
I actually like last time I told now I'm watching Mahabharata serial, so I'm up to now almost in 80s now. So from 72 onwards till I think 74 or 75, there is a chat between Arjuna and Krishna.
That is Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavad Gita, yes.
Okay,
So I got like gist of it,
very nice.
but when you are in Sydney, na, I am going to probably have a good session with you
Okay,
on that one.
so that second section is about Arjuna's lamentation. Okay, from verses 27 till 43. Now,
Mm.
in that lamentation, there are various stages and various questions Arjuna has. So, when we don't want to do anything, we have reasons for it. Because people are like that, because things are not good, because I will get a reaction, because I'm too good, people are too bad, all those kind of things. Don't we have them? Yes.
Mm.
The same things Arjuna is having in that section. So he has various reasons not to fight.
Mm.
So those reasons he will talk in that section, that is from 27 to 43. The first reason is compassion. 27 to 30 verses,
Mm.
from 27 to 30, he will speak about compassion. You know what is
Mm.
compassion?
Uh, Probably an overlapping word
Yes.
is helping.
Aditi, you're nodding your head. What is compassion?
Helping others, having the will to help others,
Okay. Is that helping compassion? Is
or
that, what is that compassion?
not help.
Compassion is the feeling. It is not
Yeah,
helping.
the feeling. Yeah, the feeling to
Yes.
help others, irrespective whether you can or you cannot. But
Correct. Yeah. So for example, you have to kill someone just because he has done something wrong, but you are too compassionate to kill someone. You have the feeling not to kill someone. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So that is called compassion. The feeling is compassion. It is not the act. Lamentation is the act. Be very careful when you use these words. You should understand them exactly what they mean. Okay.
Mm.
So yeah, this is what I used to have this kind of a thing. In India, when we use certain words, we generally uh, do not know the complete meaning, but we use those words, and we call it formal English. You know, and when you arrive in Western countries, then you start using that words. They will tell you, "Oh man, you're too formal." you know so we have to use the words which we actually mean, and they're correct at the right time. I'm not saying English is a great language, but it has certain words to be spoken and understood at the right place at the right time. It has to be correctly used so that we understand them. There are difference in the understanding also. So there are synonyms, but they mean some words which are synonyms, they mean different. So you have to understand what they actually mean. Okay, so this one is compassion. Compassion is the feeling. Okay, so he felt. So his first argument was compassion. That is between verses 27 to 30. And the next one, the verses from 31 to 35, he was arguing about enjoyment. Okay, enjoyment.
Enjoyment.
Okay, so the question comes, what is enjoyment? So enjoyment, his question was, first was compassion, that I don't want to kill my relatives. Number one, he'll explain in elaborative way later when we come to those verses. Second was enjoyment. Enjoyment was that if I kill them, whom I will enjoy with. Does it make sense?
Mm.
yeah.
So if you have all the relatives killed, whom I will show my new car, whom I will show my kingdom, whom I'll show that I've got so much money, whom I'll be with. Yeah.
Basically, he's thinking only about himself.
No, 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 no. No, don't, that's not the point. The point is here that when you have something, when you want to enjoy, you need someone basically to enjoy with.
Mm.
So he's connecting first to the second dot.
Hmm.
That how will I enjoy if I do not have my own relatives around me? You know?
Prabhuji, there is one more person joined.
Yeah,
We don't know who that person is.
fellow Gister.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see Piyush now.
Hmm.
I don't know who is the new person, but like if we can start the video or talk, that will be great. Anyways, no problem. So that is enjoyment. And then from 36 to 38 is hello.
That's Abhijit.
Hi,
Hi, Abhijit.
I am sorry I'm late.
That's all right, man. We haven't covered
Uh,
too much. Just going through
okay,
chapter 1 sections. Yeah.
yeah, okay.
So 31 to 35 was enjoyment. 36 to 38 was fear of sinful reactions. That he was scared that if I kill my own, you know, then I might get a reaction of karma.
Hmm.
Okay, so that is a one of his argument. And after that, 39 to 43, destruction of family tradition. So destruction of family tradition was that if I kill everyone, how will their families, uh, evolve further? So if I kill so many soldiers, so many warriors, so many families will be affected.
Hmm.
So this was his. Further, there are more, but in this chapter we will cover these. So first one, compassion. Next is enjoyment. Third is fear of sinful reactions, and the fourth is destruction of family traditions.
Hmm.
Okay, and the verses: compassion is 27 to 30, enjoyment is 31 to 35, fear of sinful reaction is 36 to 38, destruction of family tradition is 39 to 43. Okay,
Hmm.
and what is the main point purpose of chapter 1? Chapter 1 is one of the very important chapters of Bhagavad Gita, though people think that no, chapter 1, that chapter 2 when Krishna starts speaking, that is the most important one. No, chapter 1 is very important chapter. It is the base because it is setting the background or the context or the immediate impetus for Krishna to speak his message.
Hmm.
So it is setting that platform for Krishna to start speaking. Krishna will start speaking in chapter 2. He has not yet started speaking.
So
Okay.
the real deal is after chapter 2.
Sorry?
The real deal is from chapter 2.
No, 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 no. That is why, that's what people think, that real thing starts in chapter 2. But no, chapter 1 has a lot you will come to know over a period of. Chapter 1 is very important. So if you don't understand chapter 1 very clearly, it is very hard to even think further what Krishna is trying to say. So all the arguments of Arjun has to be understood very clearly. Okay,
Hmm.
so we'll go to the verses where we were. So which section are we on at the moment? Major section 1 or 2?
1.
Correct. Which verse are we on at the moment?
We are on.
Anyone? Abhijit, do you remember what verse we were last?
We finished 29. Sorry, we finished 19.
Did we finish 19 or did we finish 16 to 18? As I remember, it was from 16 to 18 we did
Yes,
last.
sorry. Let me.
19th or
Actually,
something we were to start.
we started working on 16 and 18, but we entirely did not cover everything, I think.
Correct. So 16 and 18 is where we are. Okay,
Yeah.
so 16 to 18 is which section, which subsection of first section?
Signs of the Pandu victory.
Very nice. Thanks, Rishi. So 14 to 20 is the signs of victory of for Pandavas. That section we are in. All right.
Hmm.
Cool. Okay. So last time we discussed a few things on different warriors here. Yudhishthira, Nakula, Sahadeva, Shikhandi. We discussed. Did we discuss about Shikhandi? No, we did not. Right? We discussed about Nakul, Sahadev. Whom did we discuss about?
No, we did not discuss about Nakul Sahadev. You asked us a question to find out few things on them.
Correct. Okay. So anyone has found anything with their research?
I found it before because I could only manage to find answer to one question.
Okay.
So if nobody if everyone is okay, I can
Yeah, yeah.
answer.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. Yeah.
So you asked about five villages that Krishna asked for.
Okay.
So I found answer as to which five, but I don't know why. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is Avistal.
Mm.
Does anyone wants to say two, three, four, five? Which ones are there, or should I continue?
It is Kushasthal,
Varkasthal, Makandi, Varnavat, and
is it
Krishna says
Makandi or Asandi?
Makandi,
Kalpesh,
Makandi,
is it? Are you sure Makandi or Asandi?
Makandi, and he said
Sure.
that any other village of their choice.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
Google
right.
says that.
Okay.
No,
No,
from
Google. Don't search on
Bihar
Google,
Toka,
please.
Bihar
No, no,
Toka.
no, 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 no. Krishna Murad. You have to go to Mahabharat, not TV or Google, please. Mahabharat.
Yes.
I remember I had given the whole text on Mahabharat, all the 100,000 verses. I had provided the link to that in the WhatsApp group. Do you still have it?
Uh,
I remember when Abhijit had joined, I had provided him all that different
A link.
parvas of Mahabharat. Yes. Do you still have Abhijit? If you have it, can you please share?
Yeah, I'll have to go back to the history. I'll check
Sure,
and I'll share.
sure,
it is the
sure.
same Veda base, so we just have to go back to the home page.
No, 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 no,
Yes.
no, no. Veda base is Bhagavad-Gita. I had given Mahabharat. So this detail will be in Mahabharat, not in Bhagavad-Gita. In Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna will not tell you which villages. Mahabharat will tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Veda base will give you only Bhagavad-Gita. Bhagavad-Gita is a part of Mahabharat. Mahabharat is 100,000 verses, 100,000 shloka. And Bhagavad-Gita is 700 shloka, which is just the Bhishma Parva. It's an excerpt of Mahabharat. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Okay. You understood the position of Bhagavad-Gita, where it is
Yeah.
coming from? It is an excerpt from Mahabharat.
Hmm.
Okay?
But
Yeah.
the link is still in the vedabase.io,
No,
right?
no, 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 no,
No?
no. No. They are proper shlokas of Mahabharat.
Okay.
Different parva. So Mahabharata is written in parvas, different uh, adhyayas and parvas. Like how Ramayana is written as kandas. Kanda, the Rama Kand, Surya Kand, Bal
Sundarkand.
Kand, Sundar Kand. So all these different kands. Mahabharata is written in parvas.
Why it's called
Okay.
Kand Lekin?
Yeah, we will understand that. Yeah, that is understanding of the scriptures. We will come to that. But this is how so you can say can call them sections of chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Parva means event, Kanda means activity, you know. So
Mm.
that's how they are differentiated. But we will go into detail in that. But I had sent the whole thing. So if you have a look at that, you have to extract from that. So we'll come to the
I've
villages
sh-
later.
I've
But
shared it right now.
okay, perfect. Thanks, Abhijit.
Thanks, Abhijit.
Yeah, correct. So if you see that, it is nothing but it is the all the parvas. If you see,
It is text,
Right.
all text.
yeah, simple. It is simple. This is nothing to do with any explanation or anything. So if you just go into that, you will find
Mm.
how they are written. You understand?
Mm.
So these are the verses. This is how Mahabharata is written.
Mm-hmm.
This is actual way how Mahabharata is written.
Mm.
Okay. So yeah, it will need a bit of study. You'll have to spend some time.
Okay.
Don't follow the shortcut of Google, please.
Mm.
It will not give you correct information because there will be millions of people giving different information, and whether they have read Mahabharata, we're not sure, or they have
Mm.
watched some TV somewhere. So we can't trust them, unfortunately.
So I went to the link that Abhijit has sent.
Yes.
and I'm following Devanagari, right? So it says book 00 till book 18.
General information. The first one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is not the actual thing. So it is giving you how to read this.
Okay.
So it is giving you general rules and
Okay.
understanding of everything. How to read Chatra, Satra, Patra, how to read this. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to Bhishma Parva, so there is a Bhishma Parvan, book 6. If you go to that, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in that, if you try to search on the first verse of Mahabharata, which is Dhritarashtra Uvacha. What is the first verse of first verse of Bhagavad Gita? First first verse of Bhagavad Gita. Anyone remembers?
I do, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes. Who's that? Sorry.
This is Navraj. My
Yeah.
Dandut Pranam to everyone, and my apologies. I forgot the event and I joined late.
No, that's okay, Navraj. No problem. Yeah, yeah. So can you please recite the first verse of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1?
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta mamaka pandavaschaiva kimakurvata sanjaya.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Now the only thing was the prelude, which was Dhritarashtra Uvacha. Correct, Navraj?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So Dhritarashtra Uvacha Dharam Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yujutsava Mamaka Pandavaschayava. Perfect. Very nicely and sung very, very nicely. Sorry, I missed your name. Please say your name again.
Navraj.
Navraj. A very, very nice name. Navraj, very nicely sung. And just for everyone's information, Gita is a song. Just how Navraj has sung it. So it was sung. That is why it is called Gita. Gita.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it is a song. It is sung by Krishna. It is song sung by Krishna. So it has to be recited in this way. So the verses have to be recited in this way. It has to be sung. Very nice. Thank you, Navraj. So first verse of Bhagavad Gita, if you search for that verse in that link, that's from there Bhagavad Gita starts within Mahabharata. That is in the Bhishma Parva. Does it make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you will have to use your technical skills on searching on the Devanagari script and see whether you can find that. But that is something for you to search. Okay, I'll leave it there. We won't do the exercise now. All right. So coming back to our discussion on the verse 16 to 18. So that was first was Nakul and Sahadev. So what was, so everyone knows Yudhishthir was also known as Dharmaraj. So he was a very intelligent person in knowledge of dharma. Second one, Bhima was a very good mace fighter or Gada. He used to use Gada as his fighting weapon. He was very good at that. Third one was Arjun. Arjun was an archer or Dhanurdhar. Fourth was Nakul. Nakul was good at?
Talwarbazi.
Correct. So he was a very good swordsman or Khadagdhari, as we say in Sanskrit. Okay? Khadag. It's called Khadag. Talwar is an Urdu word, remember.
Okay.
So this is how we differentiate between languages. Huh? It's so mixed up that we don't know what is Hindi, what is Urdu. Talwar comes from Persia. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Hindi or Sanskrit word is Khadag.
Khadak.
So Shivaji Maharaj used to use Khadag, not Talwar. Okay?
Okay.
Just for information. All right. So this is how we pronounce, how we pronounce in Sanskrit. Then next one is after that. So he was a very good swordsman. Next one is
Sahadev.
Sahadev. Sahadev was known for
Astrologer.
astrology. He was a very good astrologer. Of course, he was a fighter warrior also. He knew different weapons, but he was prominently good in astrology. Everybody used to consult him. He was a favorite of Duryodhan. Duryodhan used to consult Sahadev. In fact, used to try to bribe him because he was an expert astrologer and he used to always speak the correct astrology. So he used to go and ask him that can you tell the stars to do this? Can you tell the stars to do that? So he used to answer him, no, stars do not listen. They only speak. We have to listen. So he was a very good listener. That was another quality of Sahadev. These are the things we take. So if you want to really plan, like how Sahadev used to plan, first thing is you have to be a very good listener. Yeah, so he used to listen very carefully. Okay, so that was Sahadev. Now coming back to Pandavas. Okay, Pandavas' sons were known as Upapandavas.
Upapan.
That's how you name them. Anyone with the names? Yes? Yeah? So that you can also find in there. So Yudhishthir had one son. Then from Draupadi.
Yeah.
Then Bhima had
Let
one
me.
son from
Yeah,
Draupadi.
I'll do.
Sorry. Yeah, Haji.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Piyush, yeah.
Yes, Piyush.
Okay. So, one of the Yudhishthira's son is Prativindya,
Yes.
and Bhima's son is Sutasoma.
Yes.
Arjuna's is Shrutakama. Or
Shatanika.
Shrutakarna. Okay.
Shatanik, as how you pronounce it.
I think
Shatanik.
Shatanika was Nakul's son.
Sorry. Yes, Shatanik. Yes, Shatanik was
Yeah.
Nakul's. Yes, Sahadev was Shrutasena.
Right.
Correct. Sorry.
And yeah. And Arjun was Shrutakar. Yeah.
Correct. Arjuna was Shrutakarma.
Yeah.
Correct. So everyone was as the same. And who was what? There was one more son which was very well known in the Mahabharata Yudh, who was a son of Bhima. Anyone knows his name?
Ghatotkach.
Ghatotkach. Ghatotkach was the son of Hidimba.
Bhim.
Hidimba and
Bhim and Hidimba.
Hidimba and Bhim, yes. Bhim and Hidimba. So Hidimba was a Rakshasi. Met him in the. So Ghatotkach was very powerful. So every son, Upapandav, was also expert in the same weapon as that. Thank you, Piyush. Thank you for sharing. Very nice. So these were the Upapandavas. And coming to the 5 villages, just to discuss that. Before that, just to understand what had happened in the Mahabharata Yuddha. So Ghatotkach was a very powerful warrior, and he was not a easy warrior to be fought off. He could not be killed with any other weapon. He had to be killed with a special weapon. He could not be killed with normal weapon. He was very powerful, extraordinarily powerful. So before that, just to understand what were the rules of the war, we come to this till we follow the dots. The rules of the war was that whoever is expert in one weapon will fight with the equivalent warrior who is good in that weapon also. Does this make sense? So a swordsman will fight with a swordsman. A mace fighter or a gadadhari will fight with a gadadhari. And they have to be fought like that. A swordsman with swordsman, a dhanurdhar with dhanurdhar, like that. They're like the fighting. That was the rule. So now what happened was that Nakul and Sahadev, they were swordsmen. In fact, Nakul was main. He was a swordsman. So he had to fight with a swordsman. That was the rule. Okay? But he went and killed Karna's son. So I will go reverse from here. So he went and killed Karna's sons. Karna had 3 sons. In fact, he had more, but he went and killed 3 sons of Karna. So Karna was who? What weapon was Karna using?
Bow and arrow. Archer.
He was an archer.
Bow and arrow.
Okay. Yeah. So his sons were also archers. But what did Nakul good at? sword.
Swords.
But he was an excellent swords person. So he went and killed those three sons of Karna. Now we will go background to why did he kill. So Karna refuted, saying that you being a swordsman, you have broken the rule. Okay. And just before that night, Karna had killed Ghatotkach with Indrastra. Just before one day. Because Indrastra was to be used against Arjun. He got from
Arjun.
Indra. There was a special weapon Arjun had to kill Arjun. Sorry, Karna had to kill
Karna had.
Arjun. He was really waiting for that war with Arjun so that he can use Indrastra and kill him. And Indrastra, why Indrastra could kill Arjun?
Because Arjun was the son of Indra.
Exactly, it was his father's weapon.
So he had to bow down to that.
Yeah, it was his powerful weapon. So Karna was sure that this weapon will be perfect for
And I
Arjun.
think this was the plot of Krishna.
Yes.
He deliberately told Ghatotkach to be powerful over Karna.
Yes.
So that he would use the
Indrastra. So that's
and it
how.
could be used only once.
Correct. So it would only used once, and that was used against Ghatotkach because Ghatotkach was fighting Karna and others as well. He was killing all that, but Karna came and killed Ghatotkach with Indrastra. Everyone clear on this one?
Yeah.
Any questions so far? No? All good? Yeah? Okay. So Karna, when asked the question to Nakul that why did you kill my sons? Nakul replied that you killed Ghatotkach, who was a Gadadhari.
Mace fighter.
You also did the same. So we are just refuting. You broke the rule. We are just counteracting. You understand?
But is it okay to do that?
See, so when someone is breaking this is Shadoshatyam. So the rule, if broken, you can't play in the same rule with that person, can you? You will lose, obviously. So basically, what a rule is made so that it is followed. But if it is broken, so the equivalent rule, if you break, then you talk, then you have the argument and the justification. You know what I mean? This is how it works, right? Logically.
Yeah.
So when you are, so it's like equating that thing, that you're equating. Right? So that is how Karna was refuted with his thing that they killed his sons. So this is how Karna. So Karna became weak after that. So they did something. Now Karna was affected. Now he became furious and he will go and try to kill Pandavas.
Arjun.
So he will go near Arjun. That was the plan of Nakul and Sahadev. So that he goes near Arjun and Arjun kills him because he doesn't have any Indrastra anymore, which eventually happened. Okay. Now this was Nakul Sahadev's part in this. Sahadev's part. So this was Nakul's part. Sahadev's part. Sahadev's part was he was an excellent astrologer. So when Duryodhan went and asked him that when should the war happen so that we win. Okay. So that Kauravas can win. And Duryodhan knew that Sahadev will never give a wrong answer. He will always help and give the correct answer. Not help, but give the correct answer. Not help. He will just say as it is with the stars. So Krishna knew that before, that he answers, he doesn't manipulate. He answers as it is. And for that, Duryodhan was giving him a bribe also. That I will make you a king and we will leave you. We will not kill you. You and your brother, Madri's sons will be left. We will not kill them and we will make you kings. He said, no, I don't want that, but I will give you the answer any which ways. Because I will not, manipulate the astrology. So he told him when the eclipse happens, that's the time. During that time, if you fight the war, then you will be victorious. Just after that, Krishna instructed earth, sun and moon to be in the same line. That's it. And the eclipse happened. Before when it was to happen. So Krishna changed the course of war. Okay. All right. Now, this was not Sahadev's fault. So this was Sahadev. Okay. And now, so this is Duryodhan's thing when he went to ask Sahadev. Next, Sahadev, when he was approached by Krishna, before Krishna was going for the Sandhi Prastav. Everyone knows the Sandhi Prastav? The peace treaty? We
Yeah.
have discussed this, yes?
Yes.
Correct?
Hmm.
So in the peace treaty, he knew what to speak. Okay? Correct? But nobody
Yes.
else knew. But he consulted Sahadev. He said that, what do you think? What could happen here? You know? He said, Yudhishthir will be, Sahadev replied, Yudhishthir will be happy even in 5 villages. So he said, okay, tell me those 5 villages. So how can I tell you? Sahadev say, you are the Lord. You decide. You can do anything. But no, you tell me what are those 5 villages. Just give me the answer. That's what Krishna asked him. He said, but what do you want? Do you want the war or do you don't want the war? He's asking Krishna. So Krishna says, no, I just want to hear from your mouth the answer. What are those 5 villages? And whatever the stars want, you answer based on that. Because you can hear the stars, don't you? That's Krishna's answer. So on that, Sahadev gave 5 villages. Those 5 villages were Paniprastha, Sonaprastha, Indraprastha, Bahotprastha, and Tilaprastha. I'll say that again. First was Paniprastha, Sonaprastha, Indraprastha, Bahotprastha, Tilaprastha.
There's none of these villages in my list.
No. Sorry. Yes, these are the villages.
There are two lists. Kalpesh. That's why I asked you very specifically, where did you find it?
Okay, so you search.
There are
I've given
two
you.
lists.
Okay, so you're giving you the Mahabharata. So these are the villages which are surrounding Hastinapur, heart of Hastinapur. So if these villages were given, it was as good as Hastinapur is given to them.
Hmm.
Okay, they were not normal villages. So
I think today's Delhi Prabhuji is Indraprastha, right?
yes,
That is
that's
called
right.
Delhi
That is
today.
correct. The Indraprastha is called Delhi. Yes, that's right. So this is the background of Nakul and Sahadev quickly, and the background of Krishna, of course. So that's about it on this one. So now, based on Nakul and Sahadev also killed Shakuni, just for your information, and his sons also. Okay, and that was proper with the war rules. Properly they killed them. Okay, so we have discussed Nakul, Sahadev. We have discussed 5 sons of Pandavas. Who else do you think in this one, in the 16 to 18, is the warrior which you are not clear about? Otherwise, we can proceed to verse 19. All good?
Satyaki,
Sorry?
Satyaki.
Satyaki, Viratascha, Satyaki Parajita. But that Satyaki will not be, a prominent warrior in this one. So background will be a detour.
Okay.
Yeah. Drupado, Draupade, Yascha, Sarva Prithivapade. So you know Drupad, right?
Yes.
Father
Yes.
of,
Drishtadyumna.
Draupadi.
Drishtadyumna and Draupade Yascha. Who's Draupade? Who's Draupade?
The sons of Draupadi.
Correct. So this is how they are addressed in Sanskrit. Drupada, Draupadi. Pandu, Pandava. That's how. Dhritarashtra, Dhartrashtra. So that's how they are addressed. So in the further chapter, further verses, you will see how they are addressed.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll read verse 19. So maybe Navraj, you can read the verse and we can follow you. Read after you.
Sure, Prabhu. Let me grab my book, Prabhu.
Sure. So the next verse itself, you will see that word Dhartarashtrana. So that means the sons of Dhritarashtra.
Okay.
Dhartarashtranam. It's chapter 1, verse 19.
So, chapter 1, verse 19.
Yes.
Saghosho dhartarashtanam hridayan.
Saghosho. Yeah, sorry, Navara. So we will repeat after every,
Oh, okay. Sure,
stanza
Prabhu.
after you. Yeah, is it okay?
Sure, Prabhu.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure.
Saghosho dhartarashtanam
Sagosha.
Sagosho
Saghosho
Dhartarashtanam.
Dhartarashtanam
Rashtanardha.
hridayani bedarayat
Hridayani Vedarayat.
navascha prithivim chaiva
Nabhashva
Navashcha
Prathivim
Prathivim
Chaiva.
Chaiva
tumulobhenudayana.
Tumulo Bhainu Dayana.
Tumulobhenudayana
One more time, maybe.
Sure. Saghosho dhartarashtanam
Saghosho
Saghosho
Dhartarashtanam.
Dhartarashtanam
hridayani bedarayat
Hridayani
Hridayani
Vedarayat.
Vidarayata.
navascha prithivim chaiva
Nabhascha
Navashcha
Prathivim
Navashcha
Prathivim
Chaiva.
Chaiva
Prithivim
tumulobhenunadayan.
Tumulobhyanu Nadayan.
Nadayan.
One last time. 3 times is good when you read verses.
Yes. Actually, we are getting
Saghosho.
inspired by his voice.
Ah,
Yes,
Prabhu.
very nice.
If you give me this pride, Prabhu, I will fall by end of this
No,
course.
no, 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 no. You won't, you won't. Don't worry.
Mm.
It's always good to glorify devotees. Don't worry. Yes, go ahead.
Saghosho dhartarashtanam
Saghosho Dhartarashtanam.
Rashtanam.
hridayani bedarayat
Hridayani Vyadarayat.
Hridayani Vyadarayata.
navascha prithivim chaiva
Nabhascha Prathivim Chaiva.
Prithivim Chaiva.
tumulobhenudadayan.
Tumulobhyenu Nadayan. Anyone wants to read the translation? Maybe Aditi?
Okay. The blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra.
Purport, would you like to read, Rishi? It's very small.
Let me read it, Prabhuji. I don't think he's there.
Sure, Piyush. Please go ahead.
Okay. When Bhishma and the others on the side of Duryodhana blew their respective conch shells, there was no heartbreaking on the part of the Pandavas. Such occurrences are not mentioned, but in this particular verse it is mentioned that the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra were shattered by the sounds vibrated by the Pandavas' party. This is due to the Pandavas and their confidence in Lord Krishna. One who takes shelter of the Supreme Lord has nothing to fear, even in the midst of the greatest calamity.
This last sentence is so powerful. It's so powerful. If you think a little deeper on that, you will realize a lot of things. You'll realize a lot of things. One who takes shelter of the Supreme Lord has nothing to fear, even in the midst of greatest calamity. This world, if you see, this world which we live in, I mean, the society which we live in, or if it is in the jungle, this whole world, it actually has this element of fear. It is very prominent.
Mm.
I hear it from my shiksha and my, very prominent guru. He spent a lot of time in Himalayas. His name is His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. So he says he spent about, quite a few years, over 5 years in Himalayas with the yogis, living in caves, living in forests. There's a book also, I'll share that name of the book with you, The Journey Back Home. He describes on whom all he met during his times in Himalayas. He met lots of yogis and he learned how to live in the caves. There's one incident, or a similar incident which he speaks about always, is with the animals. So you can live in a cave and organize, water and fruits and things like that to survive, but the predators are always there. you know so you have the snakes, you have the dangerous, kind of wild animals around you. Now this is his experience which he shared, which I would like to share with you. So he used to meditate, and he learned a lot of meditation techniques from the yogis who were there, living in a cave and meditating. So when you are meditating, you're trying to focus on something, uh, which is spiritual, which is not outside, which is somewhere inside you, trying to find and realize that. So when he was doing all that, what will happen is, because you have a body, of course, and you're trying to focus inside your subtle body, you're trying to go across a subtle body and trying to touch your soul, which is the practice in adhyatma. So when you're doing that, the body needs to be not conscious of things happening outside. You know what I mean? Basically, you're trying to be unconscious from outside and conscious inside. This is what generally the understanding of that meditation process is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, this is what the yogis try to do. They want to be unconscious from the outside world and conscious on their inner world. So what happens when a predator or a snake or a lion comes to you and he touches you? Say a snake comes on top of you, and tries to go around you. Do you think he will attack you straight away? I will give you the answer as per experience of Maharaj, but what do you think? Will he attack you straight away? Anyone?
I think for a snake, Prabhuji, from what I've heard,
Yeah.
a snake, if it is on your body,
Mm.
I mean, again, this is I don't know if it's
Yeah.
philosophy or what, but
Yeah, sure.
they say that if you are whole, if you are right in connection with your soul or something, it does not bite you.
Okay.
It senses fear and then it bites.
Very nice part. The next
Yeah.
one is fear. Yes, absolutely right. This is what the actual realization of Maharaj is. So when he was having this experience, so I'm talking on what his experience is. I have not experienced it, but he has. That when the snake comes on top of you, a venomous snake, that you are conscious, because it is very difficult to be unconscious out of the world, because you have a body. And even if you are self-realized, you will not be self-realized all the time. You will not be connected to your soul all the time. You may try and get connected somewhere inside for some time, but again, you have a body. Something touches you, you may feel it. But the factor is fear. It is not your self-realization. That is okay if you get it well and good, but the fear has to be controlled. When you are in fear, when you are in fear, as soon as you are in fear, the predator will attack you because they sense that fear. And this is very deep to understand. If you see, even when there are attacks like terrorist attacks or someone is held ransom, all those things, when you see any bank robberies or any kind of those sorts, those people also catch the person who is most fearful. the one who's most vulnerable will be caught first. Vulnerable who is in fear. Vulnerable due to fear. That fear element, it is nothing but a feeling inside. It is a feeling inside. It is an inbuilt system within us. Say a child, I'll give you a child who is just about 1 year or 2, who has got nothing, who has no knowledge about the outside world. If he sees a snake or snake comes on top of him, the snake generally will not bite him because the child doesn't even know what it is. You understand? So there is no element of fear in the child.
The child's soul is pure.
Yes, and he doesn't know what the snake is. Basically, what we are, why the fear is? Because of our past knowledge about the snake. If that knowledge is gone, you'll not fear.
That's very nice, Anil Prabhu. If possible, I'd like to add one more thing on this.
Sure, Navraj.
Yes, as you said, a snake or could be any animal,
Yeah.
when they are facing us or we are facing them. According to Buddha's life as well, we can see that when we are present in front of any animal, we are facing any danger. So the main cause of issue is our reaction. So reaction is a powerful word here now, because fear is one of the reaction. You could be angry and they can sense that you are getting angry. They're trying to hurt me. I need to react. And like a tiger, we standing in front of tiger. Either they feel we are angry, or they feel we are in anger, or we are thinking something else. We're shaking our body or our body, sensation and things like that. They can feel that.
Yes.
So similarly,
Very nice.
child don't have some sort of this sort of feeling.
Yes.
So what they sense is nothing. Oh, look, this child is angry. No, it's harmless.
Correct.
And I try to go and touch them, ready to bite, but no reaction.
Absolutely.
So this is what Maharaj, I think, said on the book as well. So basically,
yes.
It's a reaction is the cause of our all issues.
Absolutely.
Because we react.
So
for example, Buddha as well, like when there was angry elephant came in front of him. Yeah, elephant was angry, but when he was about to attack, there's no response from Buddha, so he stopped. Same the other criminal, he came to kill him. And in our scripture as well, as you can see, when Narad Muni met Ratnakar, Ratnakar expected him to.
Everyone knows who's Ratnakar? Sorry, Navraj, I'll just ask the team as well. Yeah, everyone knows who's Ratnakar? Valmiki.
The who became Valmiki.
The one who wrote Ramayana is Valmiki. His previous Karmi name was Ratnakar. He was a robber. Okay. Please continue, Navraj.
So in this example as well, as you can see, Ratnakar was an ex-soldier, and because he actually had disconnection with his team because of some situation, that's a long story. He became like he was out of the team, and he decided to survive his life this way,
as a robber.
Robber, exactly. So, and rob people and kill them, if he cannot, if someone rejects.
Yeah, but Narad Muni was fearless. He did not have any reaction with him.
Exactly. He found difference on the Narad Muni is basically everybody who came before me, they used to fear, they used to get panic, or they tried to use their force against me. But this one is like a stone. Neither he fears, nor he tries to convince me, neither he tries to use his force. So because of his reaction, he became surprised, like, who am I facing?
Yeah. Very nicely said, Navraj. Thank you so much. Haribol. So, fear is sensed by animals because you're not talking to them, right? So they will sense the fear in you. So similarly, even in the normal world, you become more vulnerable when you have fear in your heart. So when Krishna starts speaking, this sentence here makes a big a call to us that one who takes shelter of the Supreme Lord has nothing to fear. So Krishna explains that. He will say, so if you see chapter 2, verse 11, he starts with that, Ashocha anvashochastvam pragyavadam bhashase gatasun agatasunascha nanu shochanti pandita. Don't fear. The one who is knowledgeable, he does not fear, does not lament on even on the living or the dead. And even at the end of Bhagavad-Gita, 18.66, in the chapter 18, he will say that Sarva Dharmanya Paritajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshishyami Ma Shucha. Do not fear. Ma Shucha. Do not fear. So when you take shelter of the Supreme Lord, there is nothing to fear. Now the question is, the fear is a problem. We understand. Even the animals attack us, even the humans attack us when we are in fear situation. And the solution is given here: when you are in the shelter of the Supreme Lord, you have nothing to fear. So what is the next question? Anyone? Logically? How to take the shelter of the Lord, right? Because nobody wants to be in the fear, correct? Do you want to be in fear? Do you want to be vulnerable? If yes, you are enjoying it, then there is no question about it. But if you really feel that I get fearful of certain things, looks like someone likes cooking in the team. Okay, it's gone. All right. So if you really want to come out of that fear, the solution is given here. What is the solution? Yes,
Full,
Aditi.
full
Submit.
Sorry.
Take
surrender.
shelter.
Take
Take shelter.
shelter of the Supreme
Bring
Lord. So,
Submit to Lord. Yeah.
the shelter of the Supreme Lord. How do you take the shelter of Supreme Lord?
by doing chanting and meditation
Okay.
and
So
seeking help
chanting
from
and meditation.
Krishna.
So what is chanting?
Regulation.
Okay, regulation is one thing. Regulation is for your body. But to shelter of the Lord, shelter of Krishna, if you want to take, how will you take that shelter?
By doing chanting, asking for
Okay.
Krishna's help.
Have you heard this before, that by chanting you take shelter of the Lord from anyone? Have you heard this before, or anyone who has heard this before? That
I
by,
would say
yeah,
that's one of the things,
one of
one
the
of the
things.
many things.
Correct, correct, correct. Yeah. So chanting, and what are the other things, Piyush, which you would like to share?
I, I would say you cannot describe it
Okay.
in words, but yeah, you can say just one thing that once you are like one with yourself, with
Hmm.
your atma,
Hmm.
once you are really connected to it, once you can look beyond the five senses, I don't know, maybe then you can be one with the Lord. I don't.
Okay. The idea is to take shelter of the Lord. So
Yeah.
I'll give you why shelter. Because if you think about that, I have everything and I am okay and I can deal with my fear, it will be difficult. I'll give you a simple example. I'll give you a very simple example that will make you understand very clearly. So if you say walking on a, in a night on a very dark street, there is no light, and you're just walking all by yourself alone, and suddenly you see a very tall and hefty hooligan, or a gunda as we call it, or a bogan as we call it in Australia, is coming right in front of you with a lot of tattoos, yeah, and proper drug addict. You can figure out you're all alone and you're walking and you have some jewelry on you and some cash also with you, which is inside, of course, not shown. What will you feel? Fear? थोड़ा आएगा? डर लगेगा थोड़ा? Yes? Everyone with me? थोड़ा डर लगेगा कि हाँ कुछ हो सकता है यहाँ पे,
Of
प्रॉब्लम हो
course.
सकता है, yeah? Fearful. So fear is generated, right? Now you're walking. Okay. Suddenly you look behind you, and now you look at a policeman who is 4 times taller than that guy who's coming from the front. And he is having a massive weapon in his hand. And he's just right behind you. Now you tell me, will that fear go down? Just imagine that situation.
Unless the police is also going to rob
No, no, no. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Let's not
you. No,
get
just
into that area. No, no. The police is
yes,
good.
but
The police is good.
okay.
This is police. That is a robber. Yeah, we'll keep it to that. What do you think? Yes, Rishi, right on top. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, Rishi.
yes. Obviously, your
Your
confidence
fear
will be
will
better. Your fear will
diminish.
go away. Yes.
Your fear will diminish. It will come down.
Mm-hmm.
This is shelter. This is called shelter. You you see what I'm trying to say? So you know that someone is here and he's protecting me. And that when, say for example, now you looked at it, the policeman is there, correct? You looked at it, right? Now you turned around and now you are walking back in front. Now the fear is gone because the policeman is walking behind you. You can hear. Do you have to constantly see the policeman to make sure that your fear is gone? No. If you can hear the steps, if you can feel, you'll feel that someone is behind me. Will that not make you feel comfortable and fearless? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Does it make sense what I'm saying?
I would say, Prabhuji, I I would say it's like a state of mind,
Correct.
regardless of
Correct.
anybody being present or not. If I have that
No,
state
no,
of
this is the situation. This is
yeah,
what you have to visualize yourself in the situation. We'll talk about how to be in that situation all the time later. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm just trying to define something, some word here. That's what I'm getting at. So if you imagine in that situation, do you have to constantly look at the policeman in order to be fearless, or you are okay now? The fear is gone and he's walking behind you and you are walking. Will you be still be fearless?
No, now I have the faith that someone is there.
No, no, no. The faith, not the faith. The person is
Then
still there. He's not gone.
I'm assured that someone is taking care of me.
No, no, no. This is not what we are trying to understand. What I'm trying to tell you, this is called consciousness.
Mm.
This feeling of someone at the back, yes, even you don't see that thing, but now you know that someone is there to protect me, is called consciousness. Even though you're not looking at it, that feeling of someone at the back. I'm trying to explain you exactly what consciousness means.
like sixth sense, is it?
You can call it whatever, Piyush, yeah, whatever you understand, with. Now, it can be you are hearing the sound, but hearing the sound of the person walking behind you doesn't mean the policeman is there. You know what I mean? The policeman may be gone and some dog might be walking behind you, So, but you don't know, but you have seen the policeman now. Now you have turned around and now you know that someone is behind me by sound, by, by feeling or whatever, by air or whatever, that feeling is called consciousness, that someone is behind me, that you're conscious even if you don't see it. So say two people are talking and someone is standing here, you may not be looking at that person, but you're conscious that someone is standing there. Does it make sense? That is called consciousness. And when you're conscious that yes, someone is there, first you took shelter of someone, and then you're conscious that shelter is still with me, the fear goes away. That is what we're talking about. We will talk about the process of taking shelter, of course. I will talk about it in the next lecture, next discussion Sunday. Please give it a good thought on what we have discussed today in order to understand this, so we can go to the next step of how to take the shelter. And of course, I'll give you a tangible example. It won't be just like, something which you just do and you will figure it out. No, we will understand it properly, like how we have understood consciousness. Consciousness is clear. Do you understand what is consciousness now? Being conscious? Yes? You can unmute yourself and share your ideas if you have anything.
I said yes, somewhat.
Okay. It's a very, very simple example, but if you think, you will know what I'm talking about in terms of consciousness. Yes?
My apologies, Anil Prabhu, but
Yes.
I think the meaning of consciousness, I think, depends on what level we're talking, possibly.
This is very basic level of being
Oh, okay.
conscious. Yeah,
Okay.
very basic level of being conscious.
I see. Because when we start talking about consciousness, I heard it comes to Brahmasmi level, So consciousness is what
Sorry, say
makes
that again.
us
Which level?
Brahmasmi sort of thing, which means
See,
our
when you read and see, basically, why we have a problem in having a what do you call progress in our spiritual activities, because we generally read, we hear, but the realization is missing. So the basic realizations are so important to understand these concepts. If you have the basic realizations to understand the concepts, then you can build easily. And when you'll progress with that understanding, then you will even understand the complex, you know,
mm,
uh, complex terminologies, what Krishna's talking about, if you have that platform of realization. So the only thing is you have to replace that policeman with Krishna, and that becomes Krishna consciousness. It's very easy to make it understand. The basic becomes advanced. But the first thing is to understand what is consciousness. We always, talk about it. Of course, when we go to a definition of consciousness, we'll come in chapter 2, that where it derives from. It comes from the soul. Basically, soul is the root of consciousness. But we will discuss about that in detail. But originally, you understand, realize consciousness. It's all within us. These components are there. We understand hands, legs, all these things. But we have to understand the components of mind, consciousness, intelligence, all these things differently. We should be able to analyze them. Analyze is breaking them up. So try to analyze them. Then you'll enjoy this journey. Otherwise, it's just a book reading. So it's your choice. Does it make sense?
yes, exactly like Krishna said, it needs to be self-realized.
Yes.
Isthit pragya, yeah? This is what you're referring to, I think, in the
No, no.
experiential level.
Yeah, Sthita Pragya would be someone who is at that level, who is already in that state. Sthita Pragya sa ka bhasha, how does he do and all that. That will be in chapter 2.
Until
And
we are Isthit pragya, are we able
correct.
to completely become conscious? Complete consciousness?
Complete consciousness in terms of these components. So first consciousness, see, consciousness is on different levels. First is physical. So now what I'm talking about is a physical level consciousness, that you're conscious of someone standing near you. But when you can understand the component of your mind, that how it is behaving, then you're conscious about your mind. Similarly, if you go further in your subtle body, you further understand that, oh no, intelligence is different than the mind. Mind and intelligence are not the same. That means you are intelligent conscious now. And then next step, but this will take quite a bit of time of yours, because you're trying to analyze things by realization. And until you reach to the core, which is the soul, you will be knowing all the components. So it's a journey of understanding every component. Starts with the body, of course. That's why Krishna in chapter 6 he explains how to regulate the body. Yukta ahara viharasya, yukta karmasya cheshtasu, yukta swapna vibhodasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha. Time pe sona, time pe utna, time pe khana, time pe exercise karna, all these things will be regulated.
That
He says,
is it true that it is specifically for the person who wants to be a yogi in the path of um,
no, it is for everyone. It is for everyone. See this verse. So if you take Bhagavad-Gita as any verse and try to apply on yourself, it is not specific to any specific person.
isn't
So
that related to Dhyan yoga, that they have to regulate their lifestyle for the
yeah, it is good for dhyana yoga. But
hmm.
what about if someone is reading that verse? What will you understand to regulate? But the verse does not say about dhyana yoga. Verse says that yogo bhavati dukkha. All your dukkha will be gone. Material problems will be gone. So when we talk about material problems, we talk about the body. So if you analyze that verse very clearly, if you follow the rules and regulations, how to have regulated sleep patterns, regulative eating patterns, regulative exercising
But
patterns.
this is not how we do Krishna consciousness. We do chanting, dancing, and feasting. Eat
No,
as much as you can.
yeah, but that is again, it has to be done in a regulative way. See, if you eat too much, you won't be able to wake up early in the morning. If you eat too much at night, if you eat at 11 p.m. in the night, it will be hard for you to wake up at 4 a.m. So you have to be, Krishna also says that if you have to read the scriptures, you have to read the scriptures with your intelligence. He will say it in Bhagavad Gita. So buddhi is given by Krishna. He is Rishikesha. He's the master of the senses. So when he gives buddhi, we have to utilize it. Every component which Krishna has given has to be utilized. It's a gift. So when we realize and we utilize his components, that is called Krishna consciousness. Of course, we sing, we feast, we dance, but we are conscious. We are conscious of everything. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, bro.
And the layer has to be from the outside. The layer cannot start from inside. So when you start the layer from outside, then you will be able to go inside easily. You cannot jump onto the soul so quickly. If you can, lucky.
Am I misunderstanding the bhakti yoga on this, Prabhu? Because what is the requirement of the realizing soul, realizing self when you are
No,
in platform of bhakti?
we are not
Even
on the.
regulating the diets, because isn't that is all about full surrender and generating love towards God and receiving.
How will you full surrender yourself until you do not know what your body routines are?
Krishna says he doesn't need full surrender. All he was asking is mind and intelligence.
Yeah. So
He doesn't
intelligence is
want our body.
yeah. So that is where the intelligence is used to understand yourself first. So if you are not understanding yourself, why would he say that you regulate your body? Why would he say you regulate your eating? Because you want to understand the further path. So it starts with something. If you do not know what time are you sleeping, what time are you waking up, how will you know about your mind? Haribol?
Right, I agree, Prabhuji. You have to start at the root level, which is the body,
Exactly. The
because
basic,
the
yeah,
soul has taken this body, I feel, the material body, to experience this life.
correct.
Right? Yeah.
So the physical level has to be understood. And that's why there are regulations. So you eat at the right time and eat proper diet. You don't eat tamasic food. You try to eat sattvic food as much as you can. All these things are important. So that is at physical level. Okay, it was a very nice discussion. Any other comments or questions?
Prabhuji, one small question.
Yes.
In the last session, you had mentioned regarding the 5 villages. We already covered,
Yeah.
but there was a added question to that. Who suggested? Did you answer that by saying it was Sahadev who suggested?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Just
Sahadev
clarifying
was
that.
the astrologer behind it. Yes. But Sahadev did not suggest.
Yeah, because
He
you said
just
that he did not. Do you
he
want the
yeah
war or not?
he did not suggest. He answered what Krishna asked him.
Okay.
He just asked them, tell me the villages as per the astrology. That's it.
Okay.
Don't suggest me anything, what to do, what not to do. Just tell me what are those 5 villages as per astrology. He just gave the
Okay.
answer. So he used to hear the stars. He used to hear the astrology. So he gave the answers. Any other comments or questions? Kalpesh?
No, all good, Prabhuji.
All good? Yeah. Piyush?
Yeah.
Okay. Abhijit, anything to add or comment?
One thing to add is about Navajot and Nabaraj.
Navaraj, yeah.
His voice is beautiful, and
Amazing.
for the first time, really amazing to experience him mantra or verse.
Yeah. So
Raj,
if you
are you
see,
listening?
I don't know where is he there?
Sorry, Prabhu. I've been keep getting calls on
I
the
think,
mobile.
Oh,
So
that's okay. That's okay. Yes.
yeah, it's okay, but it was really a very good experience. Thanks to you, Nabaraj.
no, thank you all to accepting me on this group. Actually,
I thank Kalpesh Prabhu to
letting me know about this course, and it's lovely. And don't please forgive me if I ask silly questions.
No questions are
But
silly, Navraj. We want the questions to come.
No.
Yeah. No questions are silly.
No.
Please don't think otherwise, and
This,
always, ask questions. We love it.
this is your first session, so you're feeling that you're giving a question, but actually, every one of us give the same thing. We ask the same silly question whenever we want to. So it's okay. Keep
So,
asking questions.
yeah.
Now, Navraj, don't say any question, silly question. Otherwise, I will have no question to ask.
well said, Sadhu.
Aditi, do you want to add something?
No.
Well, good. Anything? Any takeaways from today's session?
Many. I want to I will listen to the recording again.
Good.
And then make my notes. So,
Yeah.
that's the
Okay.
way.
Cool. Thank you all. Thank you for joining. Srimad
Thank
Bhagavad-Gita ki jai.
Thank you.
Jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.